What's up, my future multi-millionaires? Let's get straight into the study guide. Let's do it. Number one, the right to use, enjoy, possess, and dispose of real property is commonly referred to as bundle of rights, encumbrances, billing codes, bill of sales, the bundle of rights. The billing codes are government regulations which restrict how property can be used. Encumbrances are burdens on land that interfere with the use and enjoyment of property. The bundle of rights are the rights that run with the land. Number two, all of the homes in a prairie acre subdivision appear to be built a uniform distance of 30 feet from the street. The probable reason is the subdivision homeowners protective association rules and regulations, a zoning variance, setback requirements in the subdivision regulation, coincidence. It's either A or C. I'm going to go with A. Ooh, it was C. A setback requirements in the subdivision regulations. Setback requirements are usually dictated by subdivision regulations and restrictions put on the property by the original developer. It would be up to the neighbors to enforce these. Let's go to the next one. Question number 3. Which of the following would be considered a chattel? Goods or other items of personal property which have not been annexed to the real property, a fence, an in-ground swimming pool, a new furnace. I have no clue, so let's go with new furnace. It's the first one, the most wordiest one. That's a test-taking tip too. Usually the long answer is the right answer. So question rationale. Chattels are personal property, goods, or other items of property. Movable or movable, which are not real property. They are also known as trade fixtures. So this one, you got to know the definition. I didn't know the definition of chattel. Goods or other items of personal property which have not been annexed to the real property. All right, question number 4. Which of the following would enhance the value of real property? A picture of the Mona Lisa hanging in the hallway of the home, an above-ground pool, a two-car garage, a toxic waste dump being built next door to your home. Well, obviously not that one. Not the Mona Lisa. An above-ground pool. I'll say the two-car garage. Yep. The above-ground pool and the picture are both items of personal property, not real property. Oh, it was above ground. It wasn't in there. Yep. So a toxic waste dump next door would decrease the value of your property. That's the truth. While a two-car garage will increase the economic value of your property. Which is not real property? Drapes, sump pump, built-in dishwasher, in-ground swimming pool. It was drapes. While drapes are personal property and need to be specifically written in the contract, the hardware on which the drapes are hung is a fixture. The dishwasher is built in, the sump pump is attached through a hole in the floor, and the swimming pool is in the ground. Therefore, all these are affixed and are real property. A charge against a property owner to cover the proportionate cost of street paving is an assessment tax, ad valorem tax, a county tax, equilibrium tax. I think it's county tax or ad valorem tax. Oh, an assessment. An ad valorem tax is a tax based upon the value of the property and is the normal tax the property owners pay. An assessment is an actual charge against the property owner to cover the cost of an improvement made by a municipality. Question number 7. Developer Lenny purchased 20 acres and had an engineer, land planner survey it and draw up a plan subdividing the land into 20 residential lots and 2 streets. The plan indicates the dimensions and numbers of each lot, the required setbacks, and the location of easements for utilities. What is this document commonly called? I have no clue. The plat or topography survey? It was a plat. Let's go. Question rationale. A plat is a detailed survey map of a subdivision showing boundaries of lots, streets, easements, etc., which upon approval is recorded and becomes the basis for transfers of title of the individual lots. A topography survey shows the elevations and contours of land. A deed is evidence of the transfer of title. A PUD or planned unit development may combine different zoning uses in one development. Well, that's interesting to know. All right, number 8. Which of the following statements is not true regarding deed restrictions? Once established, they run with the land and are limitations on the use of future grantees. They are frequently encountered in residential subdivisions. They terminate upon the death of the grantor. They are called restrictive covenants. I think I heard that one. Let's see. They terminate upon the death of the grantor. This is important to know. These restrictions are pertinent, try saying that one 3 times each, to the real property and thus run with the land. They do not terminate upon the death of the grantor or grantee. A limitation placed on the use of property is known as a restriction, easement, encroachment, lien. Let's just go with restriction, easy peasy. Limits placed on the use of property by private owner, developer, or the government are called restrictions. And question number 10. Which is not limited common area? Foyer in a unit, assigned parking, patio unit. Oh, it's I think the assigned parking. Oh, the foyer. The foyer in a unit is part of a room in the unit and therefore is part of ownership. Assigned parking, the patio, and the open garage are owned by all but limited to the use a specific owner. All right, since I love you guys, I give you one bonus question. The local city council decides to reduce the assessment rate for a major corporation relocating to the area and building a manufacturing plant. Such a reduction is termed assignment, ad valorem, amortization, abatement. Let's try abatement. Yeah, you gotta know the definition of these things to get this right. So ad valorem means according to valuation. Abatement usually refers to a decrease in the assessed value of an ad valorem tax or in the assessment rate used to compute the ad valorem tax. Amortization refers to payment of debt in a regular periodic installment of principal and interest. Assignment refers to the transfer of any property, real or personal, or any right thereon to another, such as a loan assignment without release of liability. All right, you guys, thank you for studying with me, and you guys have a good one.